Hey everybody, welcome back to another round of Canje Plays, and we're continuing with our playthrough of Mr. President. So, where we left off last is, yeah, fun times indeed, but let's get this party going, shall we? So, at the beginning of this round, we're going to move up here. We're in Activation Phase 2, which is fantabulous. So, we're going to draw one chit from the bag and see what's going to happen this round. So, I don't know. I don't know. That's where we are. I don't know. We're just gonna, I don't know, with a draw of 10 plus good times. Okay, this is new. Good times is new. Good times scare me. So on this sheet it says good times. Roll a d10 on the good times table on d15. It's good to be president. So I feel like they try to tell me that things will be good, so we grab the D book and then we go to D15 table of good times, and we're gonna roll our die, a D10, to see what the result is of those good times. Okay, we're gonna roll our D10 and hope for some really good times. We rolled a 2, so a 2 says we invite key allies for a weekend at Camp David. Host the leaders of the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand and their families in rustic Camp David. Play tennis and ride horses together on the property. Watch John Wayne in The Longest Day together. I would not do that as president. I would probably watch Hunt for Red October. Remind each other of the great history and traditions of mutual support between our nations that enable survival and victory through times of great adversity. Talk openly about the challenges we face and ask for their perspectives on how we might work together to surmount them. Actively listen to them. Listen more than you talk. So increase one ally relationship of your choice between UK, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand by one level. Place a trending pro-US counter in both the Eurozone and Asia Pacific, and if you don't already have an ally's best friend POTUS attribute, add it now unless you already have 4 attributes. That's a good day. That's good. This is positive. Okay. So first things first, we increase one ally relationship. Yeah. And it's going to be UK, Canada, Australia, Australia, New Zealand. Well, UK we're already very close with. I don't think we could get even closer with them, can we? Oh, yes. No, that's a strange. I think very close is about as close as we get, unless we're sleeping in the same bed. So, Canada, UK, and Australia were all very close, so we're still good. Place a trending pro-US counter in both the Eurozone and Asia Pacific. So the Eurozone already has one. The Asia Pacific down here does not, so we are going to grab a pro-trending US, and we're going to place that in the Asia and Pacific area. And then we gain a free attribute and ally's best friend. So let's take a look at that and see what it is. All right, so we gain an ally's best friend as an attribute that says +1 to one ally relationship each turn. Ooh. So if we have a close, we can make it very close, or we could form some allyships to see how this goes. So yeah, let's boost some friendships, shall we? I think we get to boost one. So let me read that rule so that you can understand kind of how that specific attribute works. Okay, it says I thought we get to gain one relationship. However, it goes, well, we are close with the Gulf states and Saudi Arabia. I think we're going to turn that one into a very close relationship this turn. So as soon as we gain it, we get to do it, and that's for turn 1, which is fantastic. So not bad. All right, so that was good. That was good, right? Okay, so that was a good day to finish that. And then we move down to the next, so draw another one if it had a plus, and it did. So we will reach into the bag, determine if a good time was a good time. So let's, just so nervous to pull anything. So it's going to draw one crisis card and deal with whatever it has to say. And that's going to go into this block, and we'll deal with the current event on that crisis card. So let's see what it is. Our crisis card coming in is Hurricane Oscar wrecks mid-Atlantic and the northeast coast as a natural disaster. The current event that's going to be happening is +1 to the domestic crisis. Place two tension counters on the POTUS cabinet's focus 6-1. So we already did our focus bits on what we're doing. I wonder if that continues. I won't. Yes, because we got public the cabinet focus coming up later. So right now we just have to put that on there to see what it is. Decide whether to spend. So place a worsening economy counter in the U.S. track. Decide whether to spend 0, 2, or 3 AP. Then roll a d6 and subtract the number of AP spent. If it's 0 or less, America follows your lead with a massive outpouring of donations and volunteerism, +2 to public approval. Then we put it in space 3. Otherwise, no further action. Then we put it in space 2. Otherwise, your slow-moving response sees an uncaring. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's take care of this in kind first. First, we're dealing with the domestic crisis, which gets +1. We're going to have to deal with that, so that goes to there. And then we place 2 tension counters on the POTUS cabinets from 6-1. So I kept them in their proper order just in case something like this came up. So 6-1, getting those tensions set. So 6 and 5 will be set accordingly. So 2 tension gets added there. And finally, we have to roll a d6, and we could spend AP to mitigate this roll. But you know what? We're not. We're going to deal with what comes. All right, so we're going to roll our d6 and see what happens. I rolled a 4 because that's the only thing I can roll. Your slow-moving response is seen as uncaring. Awesome, and we're going to put this in the 2 slot after we do this because, you know, why not? You get 1 good roll, and then after that you don't get any more good rolls because the game doesn't like you for it. So -4, so boom, boom, to go to 40. Great, and then we're gonna put our specific card here into deck 2 to see what comes up next. So that's gonna come up there, and that happens. That's fun. That's great. There was no other way for that. I hope y'all knew that. So then if there was oh sorry, I'm over here. If there was a plus, draw another one. Yep, there was a plus, so we're drawing another one. So we'll see. We'll probably get through this entire bag and see what happens. So we've got another domestic crisis. Yay! So let's see what this thing does when we put it down here. And it says domestic crisis. Roll a d10 and reference the results on the domestic crisis table in the D manual on table 9 to determine what happens. Implement all actions effects noted therein. Oh dear. Okay. All right. No, you know what? I'm not worried. I'm not worried one bit. We're going to roll a d10 and we're going to see what comes of it. So we're rolling the d10, right? That's what we're supposed to do. And I rolled a 1. So on 1, there's gun violence. Oh boy. All right. Cool. Cool. Let's just ride this train and see what happens. All right, so on 1, a few things are gonna happen. First things first, the domestic crisis level goes up there. Yep, because that's what it needs to do. Then our public approval drops by 2. Then we move gun legislation to #1 public legislative priority, which it already is. So if we take a look up here, we can see that gun legislation was already our priority. So y'all probably shouldn't pass, make my bills not pass when we're looking for it. That's all I'm saying. So whenever you draw a domestic crisis card from the cup, place 1 tension counter on the POTUS cabinet's focus, roll a d10, and find a result of what's coming out. Okay, cool. All right, that's that fun. Okay, so then we move down to any 3 actions and core support check. So we get to take any 3 actions from the domestic, diplomatic, military, or presidential key cabinet stuff, and we may not use +1 action abilities for any action in this action segment. Okay, we can spend 2 AP to gain an additional action, even though it says that, which is weird to me, but that's okay. So we are going to deal with the continental United States for our 3 actions that we're going to do. So what we're going to deal with is we're going to address a domestic crisis. So resolve domestic crisis before they can cause a domestic failure or create a lingering domestic issue. During an activation segment, we spend an action to make a cabinet effectiveness check. Cool. So we get -1 if address domestic crisis is number 1 POTUS cabinet focus. It is not. That's our number 4. If you have domestic focus POTUS attribute, we do, so we get a -1 to our roll. If public approval is 60% or higher, yeah, let's look past that. If vice president or chief of staff domestic rating, our domestic rating is 1, so right now we're at -2, and +1 towards the current box on the LDI track, which is this one, which is 1. So we're going to get 1 to it, which is fantastic. So as you can see here, we've got the domestic focus attribute all set to go. So we're getting a -1 to this roll, and we have to beat for cabinet effectiveness a 7. Oh, sorry, a 4 or lower. Yeah, right. Okay, so we got to roll a 4 or lower. What? -1, that's a 2. We passed. Holy biscuits. Decrease the domestic track box by 1 and +1 the public approval. Yes. So this will go down by 1. Public approval goes up by 1. All right. We're going to do that again. So we're going to do that for our second action as well to deal with this foolishness. So let's go ahead and remember it's -1 to the roll. So that's a 4, and we need a 4. We need a 4 or lower. So if you can see on our track, it's a 4. So we need a 4 or lower. So that's a 5 minus. That is a wonderful 5 minus 4, which works. Oh, that makes me so happy. So we lower this down by 1, and we raise our approval rating by 1, which is fantastic. We have one more action left. So let's see what we're going to do. All right, we had the improving economy. It was supposed to be taken off from the last roll that we did. We're going to try to improve it again. So we're going to try to improve the economy, stimulate the economy is what we're going to do. And we're going to do a roll on this. We have to roll, what are we at, a 6? So we roll a d10. We do 6 or, let's see. Yeah, we're just going to, I'm not going to spend the AP just yet. We're just going to do a straight roll on a 6 or less to see how well we do. All right, so we're hoping for a 6 or less. So that's a 6. Yes! What is happening? This makes me so happy. So we're going to take an improving economy and add it right back to the state economy track. So with that added back to the state of the economy track, those are our 3 actions. I feel good about it. And you know what it's doing? It's trying to make me feel good because you see this red one happening here now at the end of the episode? It's about to kick me in the face. So here we go. Terror and chaos. Roll a d10 and determine whether terror or chaos reigns. All right, let's see. Terror or chaos. It looks like it's going to be terror. So no chaos, just pure abject terror is going to happen right now. So what is in mind is we're going to take care of Terror Act procedures. Okay, so Terror Act procedure says increase regional crisis in any region containing a rogue state counter by 1 box. Rogue state, regional crisis is already super high. Rogue state, super high. There's a rogue state here, so that's going to go up by 1. And there's no more rogue states about, so that's all that's going to be there. Yay, yay, yay. All right, then we're going to consolidation of networks. In each region where there are at least 2 level 1 terror groups, remove 1 set of them and replace them with level 2s. So there's 2 level 1s here. These will become level 2s. That's not good. That is the only one with 2 level 1s. The rest are fine. So that happens there to consolidate. That if the 2, remove 1 set of them and replace them with 2. If the 2 terror groups are on the intel track of the region, put the level 2 terror group on the lower box. Nope. Nope, we're good. We're good. We're good. Make a terror axe roll on the terror attack table. So we're going to roll a d10. Oh no, and see what happens. All right, let's roll it and see what happens. We rolled a 9. Of course we did. Surprise! Terror planning or event. Make a homeland security check. Oh no, Oh dear, oh dear. Homeland Security is a 7. So we are going to roll a d10, and we need a 7 or lower. Oh no. And +1 per level 3 or level 4 terror group on the board. So there is 1 level 3 terror group on the board. So whatever I roll +1 to it, you know I'm going to roll a 9, so let's get on with it. Or the game will just be cruel. Remember, I need a 7, so I'm going to roll a 7. You ready? Here we go. Roll a 7. Oh, 1! +1 is a 2, so it's a pass. Randomly draw 1 new terrorism event card from the unused pile. Don't look at it and add it to the reshuffle pile. Well, we're not done yet. So then if there is a rogue state on the board, export terror. What? Roll a d10 to export terror based on what we roll. Exporting terrorism now. Cool. All right, so let's roll and see what happens. We rolled a 3. So 3 say export to Eurozone. If there's a level 1 or level 2 terror group in the Eurozone, randomly increase 1 such terror group by 1 level. Otherwise, add 1 new level 1 terror group to the Eurozone. In the Eurozone, we don't have any, so therefore we gain our first brush of a terrorist group in the Eurozone getting added. Then we have, so that is all for the terror, and that is it. All right, that brings us to the end of this. You know, what happened here? And we're done. So we'll be going into lovely segments on the next run. But until then, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.